and we will return your call as soon as possible. Thank you.
Premier Furey, are you ever going to do your job and do something about this? Your minister's not doing anything about it. Sonia Stanford's not doing anything about it. Ann Martin's not doing anything about it. Like, it is not appropriate and it's not acceptable, Premier, to have someone's document with inaccuracies, lies, and mistakes to the extent that Dustin's file has. That causes a conflict, Premier, and the conflict goes right back to the day that he got injured the first time. Because even then, there was inaccuracies in factual information that we would never know if we did not get that file. So why is it that no one wants to correct their information when it's wrong? Why is it that nobody wants to have a proper date for a reoccurrence? Why is it no one wants to have the proper medical listed? When you got someone who's writing on a file that the chiropractor started out with treating a left hip, and then by the end of it, which was recently, the chiropractor is recorded as treating the right knee when the chiropractor never, ever, ever treated the right knee. You guys got a lot wrong going on in that office. So, like, honestly, what the hell is everyone running from? They're running from the fact that they were wrong and they don't want to admit it. Or that they're lying and they don't want to admit it. And I've never, ever, ever thought it was appropriate to have an office with a zero tolerance for every single person because one person caused the conflict. That's not acceptable, Premier. You guys got people out there, well, not you, but you're allowing Workplace NL to have people employed to investigate injured workers who are innocent and being treated like this, but yet you got nobody, not one person, investigating the employees, not one, not even the human resources directors and staff. What kind of organization and operation is everyone there running? Even your own wife, Premier, is getting paid by Workplace NL, apparently through the injury fund, which is not legally allowed underneath Section 72B. And how did she get that job? How? She's not allowed to get paid underneath that injury fund unless she's providing a service directly to injured workers, which nobody has put facts ahead that she is. And the only other way is if she's actually an injured worker. And the other problem is she's getting paid $230,000 a year when there's injured workers out there that you guys, that Workplace NL cannot even afford to pay $30,000 a year to. So how in the name of God did your wife get a job not servicing injured workers, but getting paid underneath that injury fund, and it's $230,000 a year? Like I said, she's not injured. She's not servicing injured workers, but yet she's getting money that's owed to injured workers. Make no damn wonder you're staying silent, Premier. Because to me, that sounds like a lot of guilty parties around there. And the RCMP and the RNC should definitely be interested in what's going on, even in your own home. Somebody, the ethics commissioner or whatever, the citizens rep, the Law Society, Ann Martin should be wondering how your wife is in that job and how injured workers are not getting paid properly. Underneath that act, even the lawyers that are hired should be getting paid to service injured workers, not to service the employees. because that's the intent of the law, and that's what the focus should be on. So why is Krista Gillum and Rebecca Phillips...
The maximum time permitted for recording your message. If you are satisfied with your message, press 1. To listen to your message, press 2. To send your message with normal delivery, press 1. To send your message with urgent delivery, press 2. Thank you. Your message has been sent. To disconnect, press 1. To enter another, goodbye. Thank you for calling the Premier's office. Please leave your name, number, and nature of your inquiry, and we will return your call as soon as possible. Thank you.
So I'm going to continue with my statements there, Premier. How is Rebecca Phillips and Krista Gillum servicing the employees instead of servicing injured workers if they're getting paid underneath that fund? And they're lawyers, so that they should be able to answer that question. How are they legally allowed to ignore the injured workers that they are employed and expected to service underneath that law? And how competent in the law are they? Are they following the law? Is someone else paying them? Or is the injury fund paying them? And this is an issue that I was discussing yesterday when I called. When you are asked a question that's direct, how is it that you guys are not able to give direct answers? Why do you completely ignore it by going silent? Or you just answer it with a roundabout way that makes absolutely no sense. But you think it makes sense because at least you answered it and had your mouth going. How is it? Because it just looks guilty and uneducated and like you guys have absolutely no idea what's going on. And your silence just makes you guys look guilty all around. So what is it, Premier? Where does everyone stand with this? And the news media, well, yeah, I got people on TikTok going, oh, like the news media, like they don't think your story is worthy enough. Well, maybe the rest of Newfoundland thinks it's worthy enough. So why is the news media not asking questions? Isn't that what reporters and investigators should be doing? When there's questions to be asked, they should be asked. And I'm asking Tony Wakeham as well on X and formerly known as Twitter. Why are you guys not asking the questions? So somebody has to start answering these questions. Workplace and L should be answering what date the reoccurrence happened on, what law backs up their zero tolerance, what law allows them to have inaccurate information on files, what law allows Rebecca Phillips and Krista Gillum to be hired and paid by the injury fund if they're not servicing injured workers, but they're servicing the employees and protecting them. What laws? Because it's not the Workplace Health and Safety Compensation Act of 2022 or the one prior to that. The one now and the one prior is protecting Dustin, and it should be working out in his favor, and it should be working out in the favor of all the rest of the injured workers. So, yeah, you guys have a lot to be accountable for. And instead of holding yourselves accountable like mature, professional adults should be doing, you're just like children who have absolutely no parents and no upbringing and no knowledge of right from wrong. And then you wonder why children are as bad as what they are in Newfoundland, Labrador. Well, that's why they're as bad as what they are. Because when you got adults like you guys running the place, you can't expect kids to be any different. It's time for you guys to grow up, find your maturity, and get your shit together and go to work.
If you are satisfied with your message, press 1. To listen to your message, to send your message with normal delivery, press 1. To send your message with urgent delivery, press 2. Thank you. Your message has been sent. To disconnect, press 1. To enter another number, press goodbye.